Well, good morning, children, and welcome to another story read by me, Mrs Vautier-Thomas. How are you all? Are you all okay? Well, this morning we're going on quite an adventure. We're only going to a far off land called, do you know where that is? Australia. Now, to get to Australia, we have to take a plane all the way from the United Kingdom where we live, and we can fly either way round the globe to get all the way to Australia down here. Now, the reason I've chosen the book I've chosen today is because when I was a little girl, I used to live in Australia, and so I have got a few Australian stories that I thought, we've got some Australian families here in St Paul's and they might have read the books, and if not, well, it's just exciting to learn about new foods and new animals from around the world. I have got some friends to help me though. First of all, I've got Kookaburra. Say hi, Kookaburra. Hello, there's a Kookaburra. He's got beautiful blue bits on his wings there. That's a Kookaburra. Kookaburra. Now then, you can sit up there, Kookaburra. Stay there, Kookaburra. Now this is Stevie the Wombat. He's a wombat, and he's got very short, stumpy legs, and he goes like that everywhere he goes. So that's Stevie. We'll put him up there. And finally, you can probably guess who he is. He's a kangaroo with a pouch. He's a marsupial, and the baby lives inside his pouch. So should we get going with the story this morning? Well, this morning's story is a very old book, remember, because I am very old. So this is called Possum Magic, and it's written by Mem Fox. It's an unusual name, isn't it? It's a lovely name, Mem Fox. And these are possums. Possum Magic. I wonder what this is going to be about. Now, you must bear with me if the book is a little bit tatty and a bit drawn on, because I was only little when I had this book. So here we go. Right then, let me show you the pictures so you can see. Once upon a time, but not a very long time ago, deep in the Australian bush lived two possums. Their names were Hush and Grandma Poss. Grandma Poss and Hush. Grandma Poss, if I hold it back a bit there, made bush magic. She made wombats blue. Oh, that's like Stevie the Wombat turning blue. She made kookaburras pink. She made dingoes smile and emus shrink. Down there, look, emus are a very big bird. But the best magic of all was, what did she do? Oh, look at her magic books and her magic there. The magic that made Hush invisible. Oh, imagine being invisible, children. Goodness me, what would you do? Where would you go? What adventures Hush had. Because she couldn't be seen, she couldn't be squashed by koalas anymore. Look, koalas there. Koalas sleep for 23 hours a day. They're quite lazy. Because she couldn't be seen, she couldn't slide down the kangaroo. Look, whee! Having a great time. Oh, but look, because she couldn't be seen, she was safe from snakes, which is why Grandma Poss had made her invisible in the first place, because snakes eat possums, or at least bite them and make them very poorly. Look at that snake. That's a beautiful snake, isn't it? Just struggling to turn the page there then. But one day, quite unexpectedly, Hush said, Grandma, I want to know what I look like. Please, could you make me visible again? Of course I can, said Grandma Poss, and she began to look through her magic books. Now, I don't know if you can see on the picture there, but that is Grandma Poss looking at her reflection while she's brushing her teeth in the pond. But this is Hush here, and there isn't a reflection, because he is invisible at the moment. Oh dear, look, all night Grandma Poss is looking in her books. She looked into this book and she looked into that. There was magic for thin and magic for fat, magic for tall and magic for small, but the magic she was looking for wasn't there at all. Oh dear, what are they going to do? Grandma Poss looked miserable. "Don't worry, Grandma," said Hush. "I don't mind." But in Hush's hearts of hearts, she did mind. She really wanted to be visible again. All night long, Grandma Poss thought and thought, so the next morning, just before breakfast, she shouted, "It's something to do with food, people food, not possum food, but I can't remember what. We'll just have to try and find it." So later that day, they left the bush where they'd always been to find what would make Hush seen. Off they went on their bike. Look, Grandma's books are in the front. She's got a map there. She's got her trainers on. A possum in trainers. How funny. They ate Anzac biscuits in Adelaide, Mornay bean teas in Melbourne, steak and salad in Sydney, and pumpkin scones in Brisbane. Hush remained invisible. "Don't lose heart," said Grandma Poss. "Let's see what we can find in Darwin." Now, Darwin's at the very northern tip of Australia. It was there in the far north of Australia that they found a Vegemite sandwich. That's like Marmite, but even tastier. I love Vegemite. Grandma Poss crossed her claws and crossed her feet. Hush breathed deeply and began to eat. "A tail, a tail," shouted both possums at once, for there it was, a brand new visible tail. So Vegemite sandwich got the tail back. What's she going to eat now? Later on a beach in Perth, they ate a piece of pavlova. Hush's legs disappeared, and so did her body. "You look wonderful, you precious possum," said Grandma Poss. Next stop, Tasmania. And over the sea they went, because Tasmania is like a little island just off the bottom of Australia. So they need to go in a boat to there. In Hobart, late one night in the kitchens of a casino, they saw a lamington on a plate. Now, a lamington is a yummy sponge cake covered in chocolate sauce and coconut. Oh, Hush closed her eyes and nibbled. Grandma Poss held her breath and waited. "It's worked, it's worked," she cried. And she was right. It had worked. Hush could be seen from head to tail. Grandma Poss hugged Hush and they both danced "Here We Go" round the lamington plate till early in the morning. Ah, look how happy she is. From that time onwards, Hush was visible, but once a year on her birthday, she and Grandma Poss ate a Vegemite sandwich, a piece of pavlova and half a lamington, just to make sure that Hush stayed visible forever. And she did. Oh, and if you have a look here, there's the koala, there's the porcupine, there's the wombat, there's the kookaburra. These are the possums at the end there. Oh, I hope you enjoyed my Australian story. I know my friends certainly enjoyed seeing their friends again. And I wonder if you've got any stories from around the world. Oh, I'd love to hear from you. So if you have, maybe you could email the office maybe and tell me about some books that you've got from around the world. And in the meantime, I'm sending you lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of hugs from St. Paul's, and we will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.